With the release of PvE, I started a new character, and after just my first 2 raids, I had accumulated over 10 million rubles, and I had found countless task items as well. In this guide, I'll show you how you can start looting the exact same in no time at all. But before we get started, make sure you get subscribed so you don't miss out on any future guides. So I just spawned in, and I'm going to start by showing you guys my favorite spot, and that is going to be the Concordia buildings. So first off, I'm going to start with the solo building. And what we're going to do here is head to the back and go behind this desk. And what we're going to be looking for is Lexos, stims, and any other medical loot. Because all of it can spawn behind here, and I have found multiple different Lexos in the past. So no matter what, always check that. And then once you're done, just head right on upstairs, and there's going to be a bunch more different loot. There's going to be a bunch of different tool spawns, as well as ton of tech items and a couple of food items as well. So you're always going to want to come out in here. So also, if those doors are shut, it's pretty much safe game that nobody's been in here yet. But there's going to be some ammo spawns right here as well as up here. There's going to be a vodka spawn on the table here as well as some food spawns. There's going to be a rare tech spawns here, as well as on the shelf here. There's going to be an intelligence that can spawn there. Going to be more rare loot spawns that can spawn in this briefcase, on the bed, as well as on the shelf here on that box. There's also going to be a tech spawn up there. Coming over here, there can be a duffel bag that spawns on the one side of the door and then a toolbox on the other. There's going to be some like tool spawns in there as well as the toolbox, as well as a potential toolbox spawn in both of these rooms, as well as more tools. But that's really going to be all for the first building, so now we're going to head back downstairs and we're going to head across to that L-shaped building. But while I do that, I'm going to take this time to talk to you about Tarkov Market. I strongly recommend checking out that website to get the most updated pricing to know exactly what items to be picking up versus what to drop. Moving on to Concordia 8, that is going to be this next building that I'm in. And there's not really too much loot, although there's going to be a kitchen that can spawn a bunch of food items for you, so that's definitely helpful to check out if you're a bit later into the raid. And then up here on the right hand side is going to be Concordia 8. Now there's a food spawn as well as some tech spawns on the bed and the floor, but besides that, that's really it. Up next here is Concordia 34. Now this is a key that I strongly recommend picking up. I actually was able to find it in raid, so it was super helpful. But as you can see right here, there's a moonshine on the floor, and I have found multiple GPUs in this spot right here. Now, there's a bunch of different tech spawns right here on the floor, as well as on this chair. And like I said, I have found 2 GPUs, and I strongly recommend this room. I have also found a bunch of figurines on the floor here, as well as there's a tech spawn on the bed and table. This is a key that I strongly recommend picking up on the flea market, especially as it goes for such a cheap amount. You open up the door one time and I promise you it's going to pay itself off. Now, continuing on, there's going to be a duffel bag in this kitchen, as well as another possible one on the floor behind the table. And there's going to be tech spawns on the floor right here. Now, moving into the office, there's going to be a computer right there. I strongly recommend always checking that. I found GPUs in that before, as well as tech spawns on the floor, but that's about it for up here. So now you're just going to want to head down the stairs, open up this door, and head down this little hallway here and hang a left. Now once you do that, you're going to end up in the little nursery here. And all of these beds, along the beds and on the floor, there's going to be a chance for gold chains and other tech spawns to spawn all in both of these rooms here. Now I have found multiples in certain raids, so I definitely recommend always checking on all of these beds and all over these rooms. It only takes a second, and a lot of times they're left totally unlooted. But now that we're done looting in here, we're going to actually want to head back upstairs for one more second, as there's actually a keyless jump that we're able to do, and that's going to be into Concordia room 63. Now, I want to note that in this video, I was actually wearing a pilgrim backpack. Now, this first jump attempt here, I actually for some reason didn't shoot out the window, but I'm going to make that known that you do have to shoot out the window in order for this jump to work. But now once you shoot out the window, all you really have to do is exactly as I do here. You jump and keep spamming spacebar and then jump directly back into the room. But once you're in here, there's going to be a bunch of rare loot spawns all over this room, on the shelves, by this TV, and on the couch, as well as in this closet. And for a completely free room that's super easy to get into, I strongly recommend trying out this jump. Once you get it down, I promise you it's super easy, and even if you happen to fall, you won't take any fall damage. But after that, we're going to head into this Concordia area, building, whatever you want to call it, and we're going to head upstairs. And once we go upstairs, the first door that we're going to open is going to be the Concordia 64. Now, if you don't have this key, it is actually super cheap on the flea market, and I have found so much great loot. And you'll see that in just 1 second. So as we enter, you can come in the kitchen, and there's going to be some spawns along that couch and on the counters here. But once you come into this main room here, that's really where all the loot is. Now, as you can see here, this was the very first time that I used this key. And there were 2 cat statues, as well as 2 little Usek/bear figurine things. And there were also 2 teapots on the floor as well. Now, this key is not very expensive whatsoever, and I was able to get all of this loot just like that. I would strongly recommend purchasing this key, especially if it can pay itself off in literally 1 use. And also, not to mention, in my current raid that I was doing all this main recording in, I found this lion that you can see right here. But once we're all done with this room, we're going to head out and we're going to go over to the free room. So that's going to be into 63. If you come in here, there's going to be a bunch of food spawns in the kitchen here and on the couch here. And then coming down here to the end of the hallway, you're going to want to open up this door. And in this room here, on the couch, in there, and on the desk, there are going to be a bunch of different tech spawns, as well as an ammo spawn on that little chair there. But that's pretty much going to be the end of the loot for Concordia. So next up is going to be Chek 15. Now, as you can see, there's Concordia, and there's the construction building, as well as Chek 15 right in front of us. Now, if you finish looting Concordia, or if you spawn closer to Chek 15, I strongly recommend looting both of these kind of in sync with each other. Loot one, then go to the other, or vice versa. Now, Chek 15 is going to have tons of great loot throughout this building, and it's definitely not something that you're going to want to skimp out on, especially because I don't have any keys for this building, and there's still tons of great loot. So, coming on in the door here, once I'm able to get over this little silly step, right around the corner here, there's going to be a chance for a Bitcoin spawn, as you see a cat right here. If there's a Bitcoin, it's likely going to be in the rubble, completely hidden, and a little bit difficult to grab, but there's also going to be the dead scav right there. Coming right over here to this room, right over here, room 5. Coming on inside, there's going to be a chance for a rare loot spawn on the bed, as well as like that shelf right there. But coming on into the next room, there's going to be a lot more loot. Coming up underneath the TV, there's a chance for GPUs. There's going to be all of those filing cabinets, as well as a Bitcoin spawn chance in that suitcase there. Now, coming out into the next room, there's going to be a filing cabinet right here. There's going to be a valuable spawn right there and right here, as well as the dead scav as soon as you turn around. There's going to be a GPU spawn right there, as well as the PC block. There's going to be a chance for Bitcoin to spawn on the bed, as well as on the shelf and right here. Coming into here, there's going to be food all along these countertops, and then coming up on this table here, there's going to be a tech spawn right in that box. Now, moving out of the kitchen, once we open up this door, and we start to come down the hallway on this room here to the right, there's going to be a duffel bag in there. There's going to be an ammo spawn right here on the floor, as well as in this cabinet here. There's going to be a bunch of med spawns, especially as stims on these benches here. There's going to be some random parts on those lockers, as well as a jacket in here. And in this room right here on the left-hand side, there's also going to be some more med spawns. But coming through here, as we make our way into this room back here, there's going to be GPU spawns all over the floor, as well as on this little desk type thing here, as well as food spawns up here and on the couch. Coming down here, there's going to be some more food spawns along the floor. And then up in this box, there's going to be a Bitcoin spawn. Coming all the way upstairs, there's going to be only one room that's unlocked. So we're going to come right through the door, right in here. And there's going to be a rare item spawn right in this little dish, as well as a food spawn right here. Coming out into the hallway, there's going to be another food spawn on that little bench there. And then coming into the drop down area here, once you drop down on this mattress here, there's a chance for like a horse spawn, and then some more food on the couch, as well as this little thing here. Then there's going to be another food spawn on the guitar, as well as more food spawns on this bed, on that couch, and a bunch on this table here. Coming outside, there's going to be a bunch of tech spawns on the top of that washing machine, as well as on the floor here. But that's about all the loot for here. So next up is Lexos. Now, there's definitely going to be some very good loot here, but whether or not Caban is dead could make things very difficult. But these little shipping containers here, as you can see, the one had a medical container. Now, the one over here has the jacket and 4 sets of filing cabinets. Now, I would strongly recommend going through all of these different shipping containers because all of them have a ton of different good loot. And especially this one right here, it has a chance to spawn lead X's. Now, the lead X can spawn right here on this spot, right at the corner of the table, and I have found quite a few before. And once you come in here, to this building here, you want to open up this door, and then right here, on all of these shelves, and on top of that filing cabinet, you can find very good rare loot, such as bitcoins and figurines and such. Coming in here, there's going to be some medical items, as well as some more filing cabinets. Coming upstairs, opening up this door right here, we've got the filing cabinets as well as the weapon box, as well as some more filing cabinets and the grenade box right there. So next up we have the post office. Now we're pretty much just a little bit down the road from Lexos, but we're going to come into this little cafe right here, and there's going to be a bunch of food spawns as well as ammo spawns, as well as the rip stops. You can find all of those on the tables all along here. So it's definitely worth checking out just really quick. But next up, we're going to be coming through the double doors, and that's going to bring us into the actual post office itself. So coming in and then hanging a left and then a quick right, this room right here, at your feet, there's going to be a rare loot spawn. It can be a Bitcoin, as well as the filing cabinets right here, rare tech spawn on the desk, as well as there's going to be a PC right between the two desks right here. Coming out, there's going to be food spawns on all of these chairs, as well as these two desks up here. Coming into this room right here, in all of these lockers, there's a chance for any jewelry or bitcoins to spawn in any one of those. Coming across, once you open up that door, there's going to be a dead scav in here, as well as a bunch of miscellaneous loot on all of the shelves, as well as the filing cabinets. Definitely worth checking in here because there's also some food, and the dead scavs can spawn some very valuable loot for sure. But next up is coming into this little back room here. You can find the rip stops once again, as well as ammo can spawn there and food. But coming into the back room, there's going to be a couple of computers as well as a bunch of filing cabinets. It's definitely worth checking in here because this is where you can find a ton of your keys, as well as I found GPUs in the PCs in this map all the frickin' time. So now we're going to come over to the steps, and immediately once you come up on the steps, there's going to be a rare spawn on the little baby thing, as well as a GPU spawn on the floor. Coming through the double doors, there's going to be another dead scav, as well as a food and med spawn right there on the shelf. There's going to be another food spawn right there on the bench. There's a mechanical spawn right here, as well as a ammo spawn right next to me, and a grenade box right there, as well as a toolbox right here that's not in this raid. Doing a full 180 and turning around, going behind me. Coming in this first room all the way to the right here, there's not really too much besides some food and ammo spawns, but it's definitely worth checking out for the off chance of some rare ammo. Coming into this room though, there's going to be some rare spawns on the table here, as well as on this chair. So definitely check out there, as well as on this box, there's a chance for a Bitcoin spawn. Coming into the kitchen, there's going to be some food spawns on the counter, and as well as on the table, as well as Bitcoin chance on the stove, as well as the floor where I was looking. Coming across here, there's going to be a chance for a rare spawn here, as well as on the couch, as well as the jacket. And then on the floor behind me, right underneath the jacket, there's going to be an electronic spawn, so you always want to check right there. But then coming down the end of the hallway, there's going to be a duffel bag that you saw on my right, as well as an ammo spawn at the very end on those like little covered crates. But coming up to the third/fourth floor, whatever you want to call it, there's going to be 2 jackets right here, as well as the toolbox. There's going to be a mechanical spawn right there on those shelves. There's a dead scav just to my left. Another mechanical spawn on that shelf. There's a PC that I missed that was directly to my right. But coming into this room, there's going to be some weapon part spawns as well as ammo. There's a jacket right there. Going in this room, there's going to be some random tech loot just on the floor and on the bed and on the desk. Coming in the kitchen, there's going to be some food, so always check out there. But for the most part, that's the end of the loot in this building. Now, I truly hope that by this point in the video, you have figured out that regardless of where you spawn on the map, there's going to be some great loot just around the corner from you. Now, if this video has helped you out, please be sure to smash that like button and definitely get subscribed because like I said before, I've got a bunch more guides coming out very soon. But anyways, thank you so much for watching and hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.